some things there. Sorry guys, I'm reading the stuff from YouTube. There we go. Welcome to episode 32. No, you know what? It's actually 33 because when I did the thumbnail, I totally forgot to change the number. Welcome to episode 33. It says 32 on the thumbnail, but it's actually 33. And I'm assuming you guys can hear me. Live chat. Here we go. Hey Kyle, how are you? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Give me a thumbs up. Hey Tord, Victor, Fred, Benjamin, Waz. Awesome. Here we go. Yeah, so give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear. I think everything's going well. Fred, I'm assuming this is a thumbs up. Loud and clear. Perfect. Thank you. Hey David. Howdy everybody. Okay, I'm going to give Ward the camera here. Sorry about the shakiness. Oh, we're still learning our technology 33 episodes later. There we go. Look at that beautiful thing. I don't even think we need to do anything else. We're just going to have the
camera sit on that. That's it.
Yeah, the F100 up the whole time.
It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that thing is amazing. Okay, I'm just grabbing a seat here.
Johnson's going to dance around it.
And yeah, welcome to 33. What's our date today? The 16th?
The 16th of November.
November? How's that? Good? Framing's good? Everything's good?
Everything's good.
Welcome to the F100. This is kind of an interesting live because we haven't started the F100 yet, but we're going to start it in this live. Just before we started, we just put the wings on, put the covers back on because we want to weigh this thing, and we recorded the very first part of the actual YouTube video, and we want to weigh this thing and see what our weight ends up being changed over the rekit process. So anyways, we'll get to this. We have been working away on the Glacial from Nurila. That's in the background. We got the final stages of Kyle's Bronco done, and the Bronco's sitting over there. So the video on Wednesday is the last video on the Bronco, just all the final little changes and such. We are still waiting for the ESC, so I don't know what's happening with that, but that's the final thing. Otherwise, the Bronco's ready to go, and very good looking plane. We started on the Apache helicopter yesterday, so that's done, or it's in progress. It's sitting over there on the workbench. We'll take a quick look at all that stuff. And we have two planes that showed up. One of them is the F100, and one of them's my new Voodoo BDX. So yeah, it's been good. Very busy already. We've got kind of all these little projects we're working on. We've got some big stuff coming to the shop here pretty soon, and we've got some big scale planes coming starting next month. We've got the Rebels showing up, so lots of fun stuff in the works. It's going to be an absolute awesome winter season. So that is basically, I think, the update. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, RCCG machine. I'm going to be talking about this in my videos on a regular basis, but you guys know the RCCG machine if you've seen it in my videos. It's the scale system that we use with our Chikoi scales. If you use the discount code lighter side, don't spell the word space. So the lighter side at checkout, you'll get $100 off your RCCG machine. I just want to share that with you guys. I've got it written on the board, so I want to remember that on a regular basis as we feature that in videos. So I think that's everything. Nothing else?
No,
I don't think so.
Everything's getting ready for the
winter season. So I'll take you guys around, look at your comments here, and show you
just saying hi right now.
A bit of everything. Ow, that's going on. Whew. There you go. Tricky Ricky from Tennessee. Juicy Jussela. Kyle, I'm sure you're excited about that thing over there. It's ugly, but it's oh so nice. Congrats on 33. Thank you, Tracy. Chad's in the house, yes. We got Chadwick here. Who else do we got? Warren, Tracy, very cool. Look at all this. Flight Systems RC, hey Sal. All right, so the Glacial is coming along nicely. This, there's no video on this yet. So Wednesday's video is the final on the Bronco. Next Saturday's video is video 1 on the Glacial, and we've started video 2. So the F3A plane has definitely been an interesting challenge. Just got the lower wing mounted yesterday, and so that part's done. Next thing to do is working on the top wing, but this has been an interesting one because accuracy is absolutely key, and if you watch the videos, you'll see that. It's a very curious project for sure.
And no manual?
Yeah, and there's no manual for it, so and there's kind of a video done by Lassie, the owner, but it's a so-so video. So anyways, lots done on the Apache helicopter. This thing's been pretty stinking cool. It's a heli, but it's still kind of neat. All fiberglass, landing gear on it and everything. Very cool. So it's going to be kind of neat.
Scale head.
Yeah, scale head. Yeah, here's all the parts for it. So we've got a scale 4-blade head, the tail right there, 4 blades. Yeah, the whole loadout with all the, I don't know what those things are called, but
rocket launcher.
the things that the Apache uses, which is nuts.
The rocket launcher.
So cool kit as well too, all carbon.
Wow.
Very nice setup. It's going to be a nice heli. I don't know how much they go for, but it's a pretty neat setup. So anyways, that is the 2 projects we've been kind of working on. We've got the other Glacial wing sitting over here. We just put it over here. I took all my planes out of the bags. I've got transport bags for all these things, and it's so much nicer looking at them out of the transport bags. So anyways, you guys know the Rebel, you know the lighter side BDX, and there's the new Voodoo. So that's the BDX S, and very cool plane. I've flown that a ton. That was my go-to plane in California when I was visiting with David, and going to the events there. So I don't know how many flights I have on that, but looking forward to flying that this coming season. So yeah, there we go. I think I saw somebody ask about the Rebels. Let me see here. Lance Link, you said, what is your Rebel Hot color scheme? So the Rebel Hot color scheme that I'm getting, it's the Infinity scheme, but the orange is changed to the fuchsia color, the pinky color. Yeah, so that's what my Rebel Hot scheme is going to be. And that should be here December, I think, sometime. So awesome. Stacy was asking about the gear, but I think we're all good. All right, so, and this is the BVM 100. So this thing is an absolute antique. We'll pull the hatches off as we get into this, but the first thing we want to do is weigh it. And we're going to be doing this on the live, but we also have to record our normal video with it as well, because this is, the starting of the video recording. So yeah, so that's basically it. One of the things, I'll give Ward the camera. One of the things when you're dealing with the flight metal is you really want to clean your hands before you touch the plane at all. So that's been something we've been consciously doing before we move the thing around. So like if you're going to grab the nose, if you're grabbing the painting section, fine, but the flight metal itself is very fragile. So if you took like your thumbnail and went like this, it would be a permanent mark in the flight metal. So it is a little tricky to deal with. So what we're going to do is we're going to weigh this plane in this format, and then we'll weigh the plane once we've done the refit in the same format. And what we're going to start on tonight is start tearing out all the equipment. You'll see when we pull this hatch off that it is absolutely antiquated stuff. We've got an old AMT engine in there, which is going to be bigger than the huge engine we're putting in there. The wiring is insane. The batteries are nuts.
You can't see the antenna, but
yeah, there's a 72 megahertz antenna floating right there. So it's special for sure. It's pretty neat. So anyways, we're going to do a little bit of recording on this guy. So we're going to be flipping back and forth. Hopefully I can keep track of things going on here. And of course, you guys, if you're on the live, you are getting a couple week preview of the video that's going to be released. So, all right, we are doing a first step on this plane. The very first step is going to be weighing this aircraft. When we start taking the parts out, you'll see that it is absolutely old school equipment, and that's why we want to weigh it. So we're going to weigh it in this format right now. So wings on, none of the armament mounted, but all of the pylons are mounted. And then once we're done with the refit, we will weigh it in exactly the same setup. So we're going to pull this off, get it on the ground, get our scales, and we'll show you guys the result. All right.
So how much does it weigh now? Do you have an idea?
No idea. It's pretty heavy. Like, I've only picked it up with the wings off, and it was pretty hefty. So we just got to be careful that the gear stays out, so we don't want to roll it around at all. Those guys are locked. I think the other one's locked. And the front one's not doing too bad.
Okay.
If you want to grab the front, just hold the painted area.
You bet. Okay.
You ready?
Yep. Down.
She's hefty. If I had to make a guess, probably 52 pounds, maybe. It's, you can definitely feel the weight of it. So
Okay, let's get it back in the frame here. Here we
I
go.
think what we're gonna do is turn it around.
Sorry for jiggling the camera, but gotta get her set up here.
There she goes. Yeah, just a pure guess, maybe 52 pounds. You guys, what are you thinking?
Oh, okay. I'll have to say about the same because I picked it up.
Well, you got to
by
pick something
itself.
different. You can't pick my same number.
Okay, I'll
I'm thinking 58.
58?
go 52.
That's what I said.
No, you said 54, 55.
52.
52?
Yeah.
I'll go 55 then.
All right. So 52, Ward says 55, Chad says 58.
And Arnold says 52.4.
Oh, that's getting specific.
Torch says 47. We got a 49 bid. Stacy says $1. Not the price is right. It's not an option. We want the weight. So $1 must mean 100. It's not
Definitely
that many.
sits weird, hey?
Yes. Okay.
Interesting.
Get this back just a little bit more. And Ricky says, he says 50. Have to look at them when they're up on the screen.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so wait. We're tearing our scales just so everybody is clear. And
You're going to CG it before you start pulling stuff out?
no, just do the weights, and then you can take the averages for all those guys as well. We're also going to go off the original manual too, anyways. Kind of just do a full reset on it. Oh, we're getting pretty heavy. She's pretty light on the nose though.
Okay, let's take a peek and see what everybody's been saying.
Oh,
That's 50, 50, 53. So,
what was the lightest weight we had?
40,
47, I think.
47.
By Tord, right?
Yes.
42.88 pounds. We were way off.
Wow.
Obviously no fuel. UAT is going to be empty, I'm assuming. Yeah, way lighter than I thought, actually. That's cool. Okay, we got to video that part.
So Tord was correct.
Well, I used the closest, that's for sure.
What's the surprise?
You are the next contestant on The Price is Right. All right, little plug for our live before we show you guys the weight. So we're actually doing a live right now on the lighter side of RC After Dark. You can see it up on the screen there. And that is our live channel. So we do lives here from the shop. The schedule during the winter time is every 2 weeks for about 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours, depending on how things are going. Usually in the winter time, we go a little bit longer. And it's tons of fun because if you're watching this video now, everybody that was on the live got to see what we're doing in this video like 2 weeks ago. So definitely check it out. It's a separate channel. There's some links down below. Let's see how much this thing weighs. Oh, you know what we should also do?
What's that?
We're going to get it on the ground. Okay, so insert this before the live stuff, then insert the live, and then we'll continue on with the other stuff. All right, guys, we've got the plane on the scales. Let me know in the comments below before you look ahead in this video, what do you think it's going to weigh? Honest predictions. What do you think this thing is going to weigh? My prediction, I was way off, like 10 pounds off. So definitely was way lighter than I thought. So put your prediction down below in the comments.
You guys are on the live. You can't do that. You already know, so you can't cheat.
All right, so we've got it on the scales, and all of our guesses were way over. Oh, I don't want to get the reflection there. So we've got 42.9 pounds. So each wing 18.75, 18.15, and 6 pounds on the nose. So one important thing for an aircraft like this is when we redo this plane, we're going to re-CG it based on the original manual and the layout of this aircraft and the specifications from BVM. But when we have that ratio, we can reuse that ratio amongst the main gear and the front gear. So it's a good starting point or a reference point for once this thing is torn apart and put back together. Cool. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, Katie wants to watch the show when she gets home with you. That's what popped up. I'm sorry. I'm just reading what's on the screen here.
All right, so we'll take the, I'm going to grab a picture of that first. So I've got it. Oh, I can't take a picture. My phone's being used. I'll use my other phone. There we go. Okay, so we'll pull our scales out and then we will get it back on the stand and start the dismantling process. First.
Now the next trick is, how much is it going to weigh after?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Here's a good guess for everybody. Write it down.
Maybe we want to do that guess before...
39 pounds.
Well, that's a pretty old turbine in there. An old Olympus.
I don't think I've ever held one of those.
Have you seen the hatch off yet?
Yeah, you had it all.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
Now for everybody else.
Yeah, when you see the hatch off and you see all the crap in there, it's pretty wild.
Okay, I'll take the nose again.
So just make sure when we go up, we go straight up so we don't hit the stand.
You bet. I'll let you direct it into place. Okay, clear.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to take the wings off first, just to make things more simple.
Where's the weight gloves? Where's the weight gloves?
Latex gloves, top drawer.
Yep. David said that had the best stuff at the time.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, it's...
Did you build this, David, or did you buy it?
It was built by. Who was it built by?
I don't know who it was.
That's a fun. Maybe from David would know. Who built this thing, David? Do you know, or too long ago?
I think Bob Moore had some.
He said he bought it complete. You don't know who built it, right, David? Let's see. Greg Anster built it, and he never flew it. Wow. Okay. Let me know and I'll grab the wing.
I got it for now. Just let me adjust it.
I'm going to go on the other side to hold the balance.
Not right now.
I got
Just
this
hold the
one.
wing. All right. Okay, so now I'll go on the other side.
Okay, got it.
There we go. All right. Sorry guys, this is kind of the boring stuff. It's all part of the deal. Yeah, you should grab the camera for a sec, Ward. The live camera. Just want to show the underside of this thing. I mean, the top side's cool too, but when you see the underside, it's nuts. Yeah, like the detail underneath here is just super cool. Has leading edge slats as well. Servo 1 is right there. Servo 2 is right there. Really nice. There's a lighting system as well too. Yeah, really cool stuff. Just beautiful.
And for me, I looked at this thing and I saw how it was done. It's like, wow, every single foil put on there, and you can just see the pieces of the foils hidden in the rivets. It's just like fantastic work on this thing. Just fantastic.
You don't need to hold the plane. No. See the battery jammed underneath.
Will this have the same kind of batteries that we're used to now, or they're different?
No, it's old stuff. Well, at the time, like this, so this is, I think, lithium ions in here, which at the time was like cutting edge.
Oh, okay.
Sure it's that?
I think so, yeah. They're like the old Duralites stuffed in the sides, yeah. I mean, there's a NiCad or something in there as well, but it's, I think they're lithium ions.
Were they? I guess those were heavy, weren't they?
Well, not really. They're still used today. The thing about them is they're, yeah. But I mean, back then they were. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, they existed, but they weren't super popular.
That was expensive too.
It was like NiCad. Yeah, that's probably it, right? The cost was crazy. The NiCads were like the most. Nickel metal hydride and NiCads were the most popular.
I still have a buddy I'm trying to convert.
Away from?
Oh my God.
The fellow that taught me how to fly.
Mickey.
Yeah, he needs to,
You said you did iPads?
yes.
Oh my gosh.
Tell them to get us the 1990s at least.
This was originally manufactured in Florida under Bob Violet.
It's funny hearing you say that word because you have no idea who that is.
No idea at all.
He
I have to go to the historian.
used to be the owner of BVM Jets. He passed away.
That's to say, Dave is giving me
Yeah.
giving us the history, and I have to go to the authority, Yoda. And Tricky Ricky asked, "What's your favorite warplane?"
Ooh.
Train or jet?
Just said warplane.
Yeah, plane, if you're talking about prop planes, I'm really not a fan of like warbird stuff with props. I mean, the Strega P-51's cool. Obviously, the Corsair is pretty cool. But if you're talking about warbird in general, I don't know. That's a tough one. I love the A-10. F4 is darn cool. F-18's cool. F-14, I mean, they're all pretty stinking cool in their own way.
F-22.
Yeah, F-22.
Want to double check your mic there, Jonathan? They're saying that it's making a lot of noise, right? Because it's rubbing against stuff.
Yeah, it's
He's
probably
crawling
rubbing
around
against my
under the
neck.
planes, and he usually doesn't do that. So we'll see once he stops moving around if it corrects the problem.
Yeah, it's probably rubbing against my neck. All right, well, I'll move that microphone as well into a bit better spot. There we go.
How's that, folks? Is that better for him?
You gotta let me talk first.
Well, they're saying you get a lot of scraping noise.
All right, so, whew. Now I was going to use the table, so we need to find somewhere to put the wings.
Don't get those little pieces up there.
Yeah, I grabbed them. If you man the camera, Ward, I'll deal with that
I was going to
stuff.
say, get you to hold somebody to hold this, and I'll have you the bubble wrap if you want. Okay. Okay.
There we go. That actually works good because then the fences are not sitting down. Thank you.
You're sounding a lot better now.
Perfect. There we go. Yeah. Just throw it in the back corner there. All right, let's pull this hatch off. Got to get the other camera ready. If you do that camera, sir.
Dave is watching every move you make. That's what Stacy says.
Dun, 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 dun. Oops, I'm going to get a copyright. Don't sing. No singing allowed. All right, we've got the wings back off the aircraft just to make things easier to work on, and the hatch is undone. So this is what it looks like when you pull the hatch off. Obviously, you've got to be careful of the old-fashioned antenna. We've got an extra antenna taped to the underside. And there she is. So a quick gander through this thing. We'll also pull the hatch off here as well. But you've got 4 gauges, 3 fill valves. There's a whole bunch of match boxes in this aircraft. We've got a little NiCad battery right there or something. There's 2, I think, probably the main receiver packs there. Yeah, lithium ions. Duralights, crazy. An old AMT in this thing, so I think it's an Olympus, but there's the AMT electronic control unit. But there's not a lot of room in this aircraft. That's one of the things about it. So when we pull the canopy off here, you'll see basically the entire intake duct just comes underneath the pilots and goes to the nose, so really not much room for anything. So first step, I've already done this previously. Have to get creative. Have to get creative when your tripod's being used. All right, so pulling the canopy off, basically this wire here comes out. All very nice construction. I mean, you've got carbon everywhere, just beautiful stuff. So canopy comes off. And there is what it looks like when the canopy's off. So pilots, we still have to take them off, but there we go. Lots of stuff jammed in this thing and not much room to put it anywhere. So it's going to be an interesting teardown. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the pilots out and just undo the bolts. Really nothing fancy with that. We'll take the pilots out as much as we can. I don't know if this front piece comes out, but if it does, we will take that front dash panel out and fully expose everything in the aircraft. Once that's done, we'll bring you guys back in to take a look at it.
Again, sure the people in the live want to see inside here. Look at this.
And if you guys have any questions during this, let us know. Ward's manning the camera and the comments, so.
I got a whole bunch of catching up to do, that's for sure.
I'm going to take a sip of my Monster, my go-go juice.
So I did ask what you thought about the stands. The stands are wonderful. That's all he seems to use nowadays.
Yeah, the Lukey stands are awesome. Love them.
Flight Systems RC is wondering if they're going to sell the ATM or AMT.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's interested in it, I'm sure it's for sale. So I don't know if it runs. Like we can fire it up and see, but I mean, yeah, I don't think it has probably any time on it. Like probably 5 flights based on the history that I've been told about this aircraft. So no guarantees on that though. I'm going to roll my toolbox over here. You got some questions?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it here. Just going to have to get to ask it again. Sheldon, can you ask that question again? It's really buried way up there, and there's been a lot of comments and stuff. So ask the question again about the lights.
I'm going to sneak by a Ward right just behind you.
Edgar, do you like to do the maidens on your custom builds?
Good question. Not really. I will. Doesn't matter. 'Cause I'm sort of indifferent when it comes to that stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't really necessarily enjoy the stress, so I'm okay not doing the maiden. I'm okay doing the maiden. I'm sort of indifferent when it comes to that.
Flight Systems says he has a guy that might be interested in the AMT. And Sheldon asks, he has a Rebel Max
Yeah.
that he transported on the belly. What is a good unilight for the belly?
Ooh, good question. I will show you. So we have a project coming up that's using some special unilights. If you want to follow me over here. Just come over on the other side. All right, so if you're looking for the unilight setup for the belly, this is a white strobe, but they make a red one as well too. So as far as profile goes, you can see there, I don't know, it's like 3 or 4 millimeters. And then we use the kind of the rounded cap, which is probably 10 millimeters or so. So if you want really low profile, but a really bright flasher, that's an option. If you want to go with Unilight, Sal from Sky Candy also has a bunch of good light packages as well too, so reach out to him. They're going to be a little bit higher profile, so that's one of the things obviously that you're concerned with, but that Unilight one is going to be probably the lowest profile, but still really bright. I'll show you the part numbers on these guys if you want to write them down, Sheldon. So that's the red one. And this red one's actually a little bit bigger in size than the white one that I showed you. So here's the white one. And I'll show you these guys side by side so you can see them.
Yeah, I hope you guys can read that.
So on the project we're doing, the white one's going on top, the red one's going on the bottom. They're the same LED setup though. It's just the housing's a little bit bigger on the red one. So anyways, that's an option. Good question though. Because yes, obviously the light is very exposed in some cases.
Well, especially when you're transporting it on the belly.
Yes.
2-inch foam.
2-inch foam, I was just going to say that. Thick foam.
Lots of foam.
It's your best friend. Memory foam works really well too.
Yeah.
It doesn't slide.
Yeah, and it kind of, it's sticky. Is nice. So I think those are, yes, they are different. So we got the narrow one in the front, the bigger one in the back. Yeah.
You're going to sell the AMT, are you not, or you don't know?
Yeah? I don't think the owner has a use for it, so if somebody's interested in buying it, I'm sure it would be up for sale.
And we have 55 viewers.
Nice. All of you guys watching right now, give the video a thumbs up, please. Give the live a thumbs up, the video a thumbs up. Always very helpful. Cockpits come out very nice. They're very easy to take in and out. They've been done really nice. Typical BVM stuff.
I wonder if I should bring it closer.
Yeah.
Okay, jiggle around a little bit, people. That way you can get it.
Sorry about the jiggling, guys. The earthquake is here. There we go. All right, so when you take the cockpit out, there's really, I mean, there's no room, right? Really, there isn't any room because this guy sits right down level with the top of the duct. This guy, the front guy, sits right level with the top of the duct. So yeah, you really can't use this room here for anything. So this plane is going to be a fairly large challenge because of that.
Everything's on the sides.
Yeah, I haven't, this is all new to me too. Holy, those Jetronic valves are old. So we've got a couple Jetronic valves there, old ones. We've got a servo-operated Robart one buried in there. I don't know what that box is, but maybe it could be lighting control, I don't know. We've got a BVM servo-operated one. We've got Jetronic door sequencer, one of the old-fashioned ones. We've got two more match boxes. And the JR receiver, an R955S. Crazy.
It's 9-channel.
Yeah, that's pretty well. And then that's the reason for all the match boxes, right? Because there's a lot of stuff on this plane. When you think about it, there's a belly. You've got the gear, which is sequenced through the gear sequencer, but you've got the chute as well. The lighting system. The canopy was designed to open and close. So lots of stuff going on.
Yeah.
You have a second radio?
Yeah.
Yeah, Greg says, your flying season wrapped up in Alberta?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty well. It's too cold.
Oh, cool. Propane solenoid on this side. Oh, my gosh. Look at that thing.
Wow.
Projet propane solenoid. Very cool. Yeah, oh, there's another air-operated valve down there, too. Weird. Yeah, our flying season's basically over. We had a couple nice days this past week, but next week is supposed to start getting cold, so.
David says, check the crystal on the receiver.
Yeah.
9 degrees tomorrow.
Yeah, what's it like in Sylvan, though?
And Steve James wants to know what plane for sale. If we have any plans for sale.
Yeah, there's an F-18 up there. Skymaster F-18. There's a, what's the, PC-21, Skymaster PC-21. If you go on my website, they're listed on there with pictures and details and stuff. It'll say not in stock, but they are in stock. They're just listed as not in stock so people don't go on there and buy them and scam us. So now I'm curious, this is probably what I'm most curious about, to pull this turbine off. Or the bypass cover so we can at least see this thing. Now, I'm not keeping any of these wires, so like if you see me just tearing these wires apart and cutting them, that's because none of it's getting reused. So really when just like the BVM that we just did, everything gets redone. So in a case like this wire comes out of the AMT ECU, so we're going to cut the other side of the wire, of course. Got a bunch of other wires coming out here. Wow, it even has a telemetry lead too. Crazy. That's pretty high tech for that long ago.
They're all soldered in.
No, they're all clipped in.
So what year is this built again?
Like 20 years ago.
20 years? Wow.
So yeah, the teardowns usually are pretty quick because we don't need to really worry about saving anything, so. Got to remember to record some of this. Keep as much of that intact as we can. Even though the new install will be a tough one for space, it'll still be more simple than what's in here now. Even just the valve layout is going to be more simple than all the other valves that are in here. So, whew. Look at the size of that thing. Holy mackerel. That is huge. That's like a 300 size turbine.
At least.
That's a Sweewin 300 right there, maybe even bigger. Holy mackerel, that's huge.
I think it's a 300 then.
No, 240. Wow. Man, tell you what, telemetry or turbine technology is
sure.
just like, that is so crazy.
Don't poke your eye out with the antenna.
All right, so we got the cockpits out. As you can see here, there really is no room in this aircraft to do anything under those cockpits. That's why nothing was ever done underneath them, because you have no room. The rear cockpit screws in here, front is there, and clips in there. So essentially the guys are sitting on top of the intake duct. That's why everything's run to the side. As we go through this teardown, we're going to be cutting wires because we're not reusing anything. But on something like the ECU here, you'll see that we're cutting the other side of the ECU. So we're keeping all the stock wire. It's still in brand new condition. But there's the old AMT turbine. Wow, that is a monster compared to today's standards. So if I look at this, this is like the size of a Sweewin 300 size engine. Huge, crazy.
What is this RPM?
I don't know. So if we take this engine, just this engine compared to the one we're putting in here is going to be a night and day difference as far as weight goes. So this is going to be our biggest weight savings, plus all of the accessory equipment that we'll be simplifying and getting rid of. Yeah. And just for reference, this is a Sweewin 240 compared to the Olympus that's in there. Crazy difference. Crazy. Thanks, Chad. Wow. That's pretty nuts.
Oh yeah, but
Okay, so we'll just rip that off. There we go.
okay.
Wow,
AMT
what
is
a
about 51
monster.
pounds of thrust.
51, huh?
That's what flight system says.
So yeah, you're equal to essentially a 240 is really what this is outputting, this AMT Olympus. Very cool. Well, let's pull that thing out since it's,
The exhaust gap on the Super Bandit. How it behaves with extra coats of the ceramic paint.
Who asked that?
Eduardo?
Eduardo? It was kind of one of those things that was necessary on that aircraft. The ceramic paint, when you saw that, I sanded it down because the original paint was it was kind of scratched, or the original bypass was kind of scratched or roughened up, but really not done well. So that's why I removed so much of the previous stuff.
You should weigh the Olympus
Yeah.
and the 240.
As soon as I turn the turbine off, the residual heat is very hot in that Super Bandit. So that is definitely a consideration. That's why I mentioned in that video that it's really key to be on top of the airflow going through that aircraft.
Yeah, he said, did the bypass heat up too much or the ceramic paint work well?
The ceramic paint works well. It doesn't stop the heat. It just helps protect the surface that you've coated it over, right? That's really what it's for.
Okay.
But it's the same situation with this cover here. Like if you look at it, so you've got ceramic paint here. This really, like the tail cone, the start of the tail cone is actually sitting right here. So this is sitting right over top of the tail cone. You can see it's slightly discolored right there. The whole back of this bypass is also coated in heat shield.
Michael Trim says, was there a recall on the Sweewin 240s?
Yes, the Sweewin 240s, they recalled them. They're changing the internal parts, the compressor and the turbine wheel. And so they were going through a bunch of testing in, what month are we in, November? They're going through a bunch of testing, I think in August. and they basically had their solution. They tested it for over a month for longevity tests, and everything was perfect with it. So they are back up for sale now, and then all of the older 240s, you can get them shipped to the factory, and they'll change those parts out. So. And that's Swewin's doing that for free. So, all right. So this is the starter motor.
That's gonna be interesting seeing that thing out.
It's like 3 inches long.
Oh my gosh! What a monster! That's wild.
Dean Bird said got his Swewin 220 back last week after the updates.
Nice.
Argaro says, so what will be a good idea to recoat often about the ceramic paint?
I don't think you need to recoat. You just keep an eye on it is the key with it. It doesn't really deteriorate as far as I've seen over time. So
Those are old battery connectors.
yeah.
It's almost like the tiny ones.
My gosh.
Push harder back. It wants to go back more. You have to.
We're gonna have to take out that
Crazy.
intake.
When you push it back, how much more do you have to go?
He needs about like 3/8 inch.
At least it's not an air strike. David says the new generation turbine will be too small for that.
Absolutely, I will be. We'll have to make extensions on the new one because it won't even be close to this.
Says fun fact that the turbine was installed during mold layup.
Yeah. Crazy.
Wow.
Oh, we'll get it out. Don't you worry. Yeah, this thing, guesses on weight on this? 6.5 pounds?
Just on the engine?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, guys. What's the guess weight on the weight of this engine?
I think it's got to be 6.5 pounds. Yeah, like it's crazy.
Get the scale out. Because it's going to have to be, everybody's going to have to be satisfied with the results.
Oh, crazy. There's the temperature probe. Wild, wild, wild. Whew. There's the little
Spring plate to hold it up.
Yep. Ward, it's okay. You're not even looking in the right spot.
No, I'm trying to remember, where the heck did we put it?
Thank you. All right, let's try this again. There's just no room in the tail section for this thing.
Just about.
Oh my gosh. This thing is crazy.
Forward and then up.
Can that nose go down to bring the tail end up?
Jeepers. No, there's not enough room to do it that way. Wow.
I have to get the snippers and cut a little bit of that tube, that intake.
No. Wonder, does that part of the intake come out?
Well, it's glued in place. We're close. There we go.
That thing's massive.
Now you can do some curls with it.
Crazy.
Wow. That long nose here, that's the starter, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, there's like zero buildup on this turbine wheel. It doesn't even look like it's been run. Look at that.
Oh, that is clean.
Yeah. Like nothing.
Show the screen camera.
I don't think it'll pick it up.
Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, you can see it. You can see some of the clearness.
Size comparison.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll do it over there on the table. Wild.
7 pounds?
Pretty nuts, man. Let's grab the other camera. Yeah, the bell mouth on that whole setup there is ginormous. Wow.
Look at the starter motor.
Isn't that crazy?
There's a big difference, isn't it?
It's like 8 times the size.
It's huge.
All right, so we got the engine out, and without any reference, you think, man, that's, yeah, good looking engine, normal size. No problems, everything's looking pretty good there, right? Well, let's grab a Swiwin 240. Both of those engines essentially have the same output. Crazy. Now, we're going to weigh them. The weight's not going to be totally fair because the Swiwin has its mounting straps on there, but I don't think we're really overly worried about that. So, all right, so the AMT engine, 2,925 grams. So when we convert that, 2,925 divided by 454, 6.44 pounds for the AMT. Now that's not including any equipment, which the equipment is very antiquated and old. There's the information on it. I like that it's got a little lead seal on there so it knows that it hasn't been opened. That's the starter motor. Look at the size difference. Crazy. So 6.44 pounds, Swiwin with mounting straps, 1,820 grams, 1,820 divided by 454, 4 pounds on the button.
2.5 pound seat.
So, we're not putting this engine in that plane. It's getting a Chicoy 240, but it's really the same. The Chicoy is actually a little bit heavier than this one, but really we're losing, what did you say?
2.5 pounds.
2.5 pounds by switching engines. That is mind-blowing.
Wow. That's just unbelievable.
Crazy, the technology difference. We do a little teaser shot here for social media. Have a little Apache in the background. People will be like, I love the turbines, but what's with the Apache in the background?
We're going to put the turbines in the Apache.
Crazy. Actually, we'll do it over here. Wow. Well, now you know why those things, why they've got, I think the service life on them is 50 hours or maybe 100 hours. I can't remember. Never really had an AMT engine, so. But you know why the service life is so long?
Because the bearings are probably twice the size.
Well, yeah.
They're built to last, that's for sure.
It's like my 1976 Mercury Montego.
Built to last.
Landed into a 3/4 ton truck and it still was, had a scratch on it.
Yeah, I guess when it was put in there, it was a Rolls Royce of engines.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is what, so like my F4 that I built last year, the owner that I got it from, this is the engine he was planning on putting in that F4, was the AMT Olympus, I believe. So, wild.
Are they still around?
AMT, yeah.
It's probably updated.
Well, I don't even think they do any model stuff anymore. I think it's all just UAV stuff or
Oh,
like maybe full scale aviation or something like that. So crazy. That's cool. Very neat to see. Very neat to see.
Is the warranty still good on it?
Wild, man. That is wild. I don't know what I see gas, fuel is marked, and there's another one for A. I think that might be atmospheric. I don't know.
What would be really neat is to crank it up.
Yeah, I don't,
you don't have propane.
yeah, like I don't have well, I can probably figure it out, but I don't have a screen for it either, right?
Yeah,
That's the problem.
Too bad.
So.
I say, I would love to hear that thing go.
And we don't have mounting straps for it either. So somebody who has AMT stuff or is interested in AMT stuff, that's really who it's for. Otherwise, it's just a showpiece. So,
Air
cool.
sport with an air compressor.
yeah. Yeah. No, very nice. It's like I said, brand new on the inside. That looks amazing when you look at the turbine
Yeah.
section there. Like,
Yeah, that's one thing at this point. I would love to hear that thing going.
Too bad you didn't have a 300 here.
yeah, that'd be an interesting comparison, seeing those side by side. The 300 would still be
ATM GSU is $500.
for AMT GSU, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the 300 would still only come out to there, probably. Crazy.
It's even close to the 400.
Yeah, it's actually probably closer to a 400 size. We'll have some 400s showing up this week, so
Yeah, I bet you compare them to a 400, it's almost the same size.
yeah. We'll take a picture and post it of the with the 400s.
GSU for 500.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys, I think, that's an hour, so that's wild. Any other questions? Ask away. Oh, David might have the GSU. Yeah, look, David, we do need the mounting straps, so that's the thing, but we can always put the other ones on just temporarily to run it. So, like put the BVM mounts on and just put them horizontal, that's fine.
Yeah, just get it on there to hold it down.
Crazy. So crazy.
That's a very fast spool up too.
Yeah. I guess it's an air start. That's how it starts.
No, this is a starter.
Oh.
The old engines were an air start.
But isn't this propane?
Yeah, gas start. Yeah.
Yes. Nick says 6 years before that, there was only one turbine, the French JPX turbine. Very fast spool on the AMT.
Wild, very cool. Very cool.
And Ed Argo wants to know, on the Bandit, do you think if he omits the speed brake, will it be a problem?
I think you want that speed brake on the Bandit. especially if you're putting a good size engine in that. The way David sets it up for all of his bandits and the way that the one we just did was set up was the speed brake is tied to the flaps, but it comes on after the flaps. So if your flaps are coming down, you go to full flaps, then the speed brake starts to come out to speed brakes like 80 degrees, as much travel as you can get. So I think the speed brake is pretty critical with that. So.
And Nick wants to know, what size is the AMT?
I don't know. I don't know what size it is. Like diameter? Is that what you're asking?
I think he probably means like, is it 240 or
Oh, it's like 50.
51 pounds?
Yeah, 50-ish pounds of push. Yeah, like Sal was saying here, you'll notice that it's all one piece, right? So the tail cone is part of the body. And of course, that means this is all one material versus the new aircraft or the new engines. You've got generally an aluminum main body, tail cone bolted on. This is the normal setup for almost every turbine now. So this definitely is very unique. But yeah, pretty much brand new if I was to say so. Gorgeous.
Eduardo says thanks.
You bet. My pleasure. Wow.
And yes, it is the Olympus.
Yeah.
He was asking about that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Notice the nozzle is connected to the turbine on the AMT.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for tuning into the live. Yes, you need a chute without a speed brake. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for tuning into the live, guys. It's always a blast.
Got it. I got it. Just,
Ward, just go like this. Look, watch. Turn. My cameraman, 33 episodes later, is still learning
I'm not used to this.
how a tripod works.
I'm not used to this type of tripod.
So thanks for watching, guys. It's always fun to do the lives. I appreciate it. It's tons of fun connecting with you guys live, and it's fun to do these. I enjoy it. I don't do this for any other reason other than just the connection. We don't really make any money off of it. It's just fun. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We'll do the next live 2 weeks from tonight, which brings us to, I think, the beginning of December. Maybe the last day of November, November 30th.
Yeah.
I think. Something like that. So anyways, end of November, beginning of December, whatever it is. Maybe a lot of these projects will be gone. Who knows? We'll see what happens. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.